This is the #1 movement for freedom of the mind and heart. Let's start a conversation. Hello, hello, my darlings. Welcome to another amazing week here on our podcast. That is Stay Salty and Bright, the Salty and Bright podcast, formerly known as Becoming Abundant. It's the very first episode I'm recording under this shift of branding and have so many things to share. And it's more of the behind the scenes of revamping this brand, of creating a different kind of space that feels very much aligned to where God is taking me and is taking us as a community. I remember a post that I wrote earlier this week about confessions of a community builder. And I can tell you, building a community is not for the faint of heart. It's been a lot of humble awareness. It's been a lot of excitement and creativity, and I've been doing it horribly since, especially at the beginning of the year, when I fully went all in on creating this space for us. Full-time creating the space, full-time being a content creator, full-time being a coach and mentor, full-time on my own. It's February, and I can tell you for a fact, I've treated this as a side hustle, and then I've treated it as a job that I should be doing instead of listening to my heart, listening to how it feels great to talk to you guys, how it feels awesome to communicate some things, how I shouldn't be making everything feel so organized all the time. And maybe it's not seen as that on the outside. I had a few of you guys that I was talking to about these sensations that I'm having, these beliefs that I'm having. And you were saying that it looks great on the outside. And I'm happy that it looks great on the outside. It doesn't look too controlled or too organized, which is fabulous. But let me give you a little behind the scenes. Behind the scenes, 9 times out of 10, I feel like I don't know what I'm talking about. 9 times out of 10, I feel like, where am I going to take this next? 9 times out of 10, I feel like, oh my God, if this gets too big, how am I going to hold it? I feel those fears. And the more I thought of them, the more I realized we all have these fears going on in our lives and in our minds throughout any kind of project or experiment or job or anything that we take on. We all have these fears of, can I handle more at work? Can I handle another child in the family? Can I actually be present and myself and take this mission to that next level when the community asks of me to do more, to be more, to have more, to say more? Could I ever be able to let go of the things that I used to eat or the habits that were keeping me comfortable yet stuck? And I'm not just talking about myself right now. We're all going through some form of, can I even handle all of that? Will I even know what to say when the time comes, when someone asks for my opinion on something that's important to them? Would I be able to take care of someone else's child, friend, mother, if they would come to me? And we sit in that. And I can tell you for a fact that there are days when I post, I create content, I create things that I read them and I'm like, holy God, that was fantastic. And I get 5 likes and a comment. And that comment is, send me this photo so I can reshare it. You know those comments that you're so excited. Oh, I got a comment on my post. Yay! And then you go and you're like, oh, this is spam. Shit. Okay. I do have days like that. I have days when Everything in my being, everything in the flesh, everything in my humanness says, just go get a job and give up on this. You're not capable of doing all of this. You're not capable of building something bigger, something brighter, something saltier. And then God says, yeah, but she's not doing it alone. Mm-mm. But God says, yeah, but she's not doing it alone because I didn't create her to want this type of thing, this bigger brand, this bigger family, this bigger community, this changing career, this whatever it is you're going through right now. My darlings, my kingdom women. I feel like this is totally a kingdom woman episode, but it might resonate with our kingdom men as well. So if you're a kingdom man listening to this, continue listening because God shares everything that we need to hear at all times. So, my kingdom women, whatever you're going through, whatever this next big Goliath is in front of you, God didn't put a Goliath in front of you because he thought you could handle a Goliath. It's because he knew that when you start getting it, you know that you have to put all your faith and all your surrender in him. And I have days when I feel that everything feels like it's going nowhere, like it's going nowhere, like it's so much a never-ending cycle of I create something and I overthink it so long, and then I create it, and then because of the overthinking, I might feel like I'm burning out, but I still create it, and then I put it out there, and once it's out there, it gets maybe pairs of eyeballs. And once it has the 5 pairs of eyeballs, I feel disappointed that I didn't do right. I didn't do what God asked me. But then I remember that God told us to not be afraid to use our discipline as obedience to the plan. When we have that sense of, I'm not doing this for the fame, I'm doing this to reach more people, to awaken more people. In your case, I'm not wanting a bigger family, wanting another pet, wanting another chapter, wanting a different relationship, wanting a new job, a new career, stepping back to stay home with the kids. Whatever it is that you're wanting, you're not wanting it to get praise for it. You're wanting it because something inside of you says, this is your job. And when that something inside of you says, this is your job, and you're trying to control it, you're not being obedient to serving the plan. We might whine about it, but the truth is, we are created in order to make it happen. We are created with the power to make it happen, with the affinity to make it happen. I know for a fact that I'm created to form this space and the community of Salty and Bright because I can't stop talking about how simple it is to change your life when you realize how much control you have over yourself. That's it. I would speak and I would die on that hill, reminding every woman out there and man, don't you shy away from that, man. Every man and woman out there, every kingdom leader out there, I am happy to be your biggest cheerleader. Words are not wording. I saw a post today. ADD brain, welcome to my channel. I saw a post today from a fellow Eastern European girl that creates a lot of content and she's fun. And she wrote something in English and it didn't sound too English. She's like, oh, I ran out of English for a moment there. That was my cheerleader moment now. I ran out of English for a moment there, and that's okay. But that's the thing. God created us with the affinities that we have that will help us make the things happen. He didn't create me the way I am because he wants me to be, I don't know, alone on a mountain speaking to people once every blue moon. No, I'm meant to have a community. I love talking to people. Even when I'm peopled out, I would sit in front of my phone and write things and text people. And I just love people. I love people because not because I'm a people pleaser, but because I'm a people helper. And God created me like that because He knows that when I'm really passionate about something, I would speak about it 24/7. If someone says anything about any kind of ailment, concern, situation they're going through, my brain just snaps into, I have a solution for that. Or if I don't have a solution for that, I want to hear what you're going through because maybe as we talk, you're going to figure out your own solution because that's me. So for you, what is that thing that comes so easily for you that God would be so excited for you when you started using it without holding back? Because we forget to remember. Yes, English is Englishing. We forget that our biggest privilege ever, ever, our biggest privilege ever is that we are chosen by Him to build this, to build whatever it is. Your family, your community, my community, the next chapter, the next relationship, your next path, your next step, your next career change, you're going back to work, you're releasing work, whatever it is that you feel so drawn to building, that thing, God chose you for it. God chose us to be His so that we don't get to do all of that alone. And I see all of these people that are doing crazy amounts of money and impact and influence without God, and they are burnt out, even when they do not want to admit it. They are burnt out, and they're so much in their ego and so much in their pride and their envy and their need to control that they don't want to admit when they're not doing something right. And you can see it in influencers, in politicians, in leaders of communities, even in churches, various churches that are not fully aligned. Like you can see it everywhere in big roles of big voices and names when they're not doing it with God. Not because of them not being able to do it, because if you're not doing it with God, you're probably doing it not necessarily with the devil, but you're probably doing it for different, not aligned reasons. Maybe it's not going to be because the devil, yes, has influence and God has influence, but at the same time, we are born with free will. So this is my belief. Let's go with it. If you do not work with God and completely surrender as a friend of God and person that follows God, if you're not a Christ follower, if you're not a Christian, you might just be doing things by yourself, not following the devil, far from it. He's probably going to try to influence you and be like, check this out, blah, blah, blah. Get inspired by negative things or get drawn into the darker side of life. But you're not fully committed either. But that also reminds me of a story that I need to tell you. So when you're not fully committed to either side and you're walking your path, you can make your life by your own means, and that's totally fine. But it still doesn't serve a greater good. It still doesn't serve fully to help others get to that level of salvation, like true salvation in your soul, not just here in this life, but eternal. So when you do things, you're very capable of doing things because we have free will, because we have discipline, because we have stamina and diligence and this beautiful, magnificent brain that God created for us that we can use for everything under the sun. You can do it. And a lot of the big names out there have done it by themselves. That doesn't mean that it's truly good, even if you're doing good, if you're not doing it for God. And this reminds me of the story I read a while back, and I probably let you know in one of our previous episodes, where there was this guy that was laughing both at God and at the devil, sitting on a fence saying, see, I get to do it all by myself, and I don't need to be on your side and I don't need to be on your side. And I'm just here enjoying the balance of being on the fence and benefiting the fruits of each side, the good and the bad. And I'm having fun and everything is my choice and I get to do it all by myself. And then suddenly the lights went out and he started screaming, no, I said I'm doing it by myself. This is my choice. I'm sitting on the fence. And the devil starts laughing, saying, you think you have a choice because you're sitting on the fence, but the fence is mine. And that is the story, my friend. So you take your own lesson from that. I'm not here to preach. I'm here to tell you that it's been a very interesting challenge for me to learn how to be an entrepreneur without having a job that backs up everything, without having any kind of side income. It's just me now. For the first time ever, it's just me. There's no side projects. There's no crazy collaborations. There's no umbrella that keeps me warm. It's just Anna. And first of all, it's the best, most freeing experience I've had ever. I get to do my own thing, to challenge my own ideas, to shoot my own shots, to just do exactly as God says. God says, write this, I write that, and that's it. God says, go there and share this, I do that. And the more I do it, the better it feels. Now, the secret sauce is there is no secret. I'm working on an article that I'm going to be posting next week. So if you're listening to this on Friday, you're going to get a very fun article in the mail around how we get to be the table. You know, that saying that goes, okay, you're so cool, but what do you bring to the table? And I say, well, I am the table. And I write a lot about that. So keep your eyes and ears open if you want to learn about what it's like to be the table and not just have to sit at someone else's table. I'm actually very excited to finish it and publish it. But that's the thing. There are so many moments in my day-to-day where I just want to quit, where I just want to go get a job, a regular whatever job. But then I am awakened to the fact that I'm chosen. I'm privileged to be chosen. I'm chosen because of how God created me, and I'm chosen because of what I am capable of doing besides what He's capable of doing with me. And I have moments when I want to quit, and I have moments when I feel really confused of what the next step will look like. But at the same time, I'm privileged to be chosen, so I can't quit. I can't actually quit because the chosen ones do not quit. We might whine about it. We might take breaks. We might even question every step we take for the first piece of that path. So probably for another 6 months easily, I will question every single step I take. But we don't quit. That's the thing. And I bet you have found yourself in a season very similar to this, where proof of the impact is quiet. Proof of momentum is quiet. Proof of anything is really quiet. You probably have found yourself in a season where it feels like God is looking over someone else's path. You probably found yourself in a season where you just feel like it's time to give up. And I hear you. I've walked that path too. I'm sometimes feeling it even now. I have days like that too. I'm going through the same trials as you do. The thing is, and I'm here to remind you, if you quit, the enemy wins. That's it. If you quit whatever God put in your heart, the enemy wins. Because the fence is the enemy's. If you're sitting on the fence, you're wasting it. You're wasting your potential. You're wasting your time. You're wasting your ability to do something so great. Whatever that greatness is. Do you want to have 3 kids? Go for it. Be as great of a mom as you can. Will it be hard? 1,000%. But will it matter to everyone, especially those kids? Yes. Do you want to build a business by yourself? Go all out. Go sit there. Go surrender. Do everything that feels so aligned that nothing will make sense to anyone else but you. But that's the thing. It doesn't have to make sense to anyone else but you, because it wasn't, I love that saying, it wasn't a group meeting. It was a one-to-one conversation between you and God. And I am here to remind you that I am here. I'm here showing up. I'm here being obedient. I'm here surrendering to the big plan, and so should you. Because God sees our faith when there is no proof. God sees our faith when we're lacking any kind of tangible clarity. God sees our faith when the devil shouts at us, how dare you think you can change anything? How dare you think you could change anything? But God sees our faith as we continue to hold on to it and keep our gaze on Him. God sees, and He whispers with the most comforting tone, "Fear not, for I am with you. I have called you by name. You are mine. We are God's." So when it gets hard, my darlings, remember who you belong to. When it gets hard, my darlings, remember you are here for a bigger thing. When it gets hard, my darlings, remember it's harder for the ones that are chosen, because if it's easy for you in anything, it means the enemy doesn't find you as a challenge. So welcome to our new chapter of this podcast, our first episode of Salty and Bright. Welcome to the community, Salty and Bright. Welcome to the mission, Stay Salty and Bright. Welcome to our truth. Welcome to our path. Welcome, Kingdom Women. It's time to wake up. Welcome, Kingdom Leaders, all the men that love us and protect us and provide for us. Welcome. You are fabulous. You are so strong. You are chosen and you are protected. It's time to step up and show up like that. So, my loves, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening to my heart today. Thank you for being so amazingly awesome as you are. And until next episode, until next week, My loves, remember our favorite thing is to stay salty and bright. Bye now.